Yeah, if you ain't talking about that large money, then that conversation ain't at all for me. Too many niggas satisfied with just call money. A new chain, couple bottles at the bar money. We need that. 2 acres for the yard money. Diversified portfolios and bond money. Pull a few strings, that guitar money. Try to run up on me? Nah, money. Getting at it from the AM to the PM. Smooth fat boy, that's a dog by your BM. They love it when they see him. We still in the hood, but we on top like the alternators in the GMs. You feeling this?
You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. UK's own Anthony Yarde was in the ring this past Saturday. He fought Lyndon Arthur, and Lyndon Arthur got a close decision win. And this has been a hot topic and a debatable topic on who actually won this fight. So, you ask me, G5 Jeff TV, who really won this fight? Neither one of them. I had it a draw. I had it 6 rounds to 6. And sometimes when you score fights, sometimes you look at your scorecard and it doesn't reflect what you really thought of the fight. It's kind of like Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. I had Daniel Dubois slightly winning on the cards, but what my eyes told me is that Joe Joyce was winning the fight. So the scorecards is not, it doesn't tell the entire story. So for this fight, I had it a draw. I gave Anthony Yarde rounds 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 12. 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 12. And you can make the argument that Anthony Yarde won 7 rounds. He even put up a video saying he watched the fight a couple times and he scored it 7-5. Lyndon Arthur, after the fight, well, his trainer basically came out and said that Arthur hurt his right hand and he couldn't use it in the fight, and they beat Anthony Yarde anyway, basically with one hand. Now, Lyndon Arthur didn't say anything about that. He didn't make any excuses or anything, but I can count on one hand how many real right hands Arthur threw the entire fight. So my whole thing is this with Anthony Yarde. The fact that you watched the fight and you felt like you won 7-5, you lost the fight. Simply because this shouldn't have been a 7-5 fight. This shouldn't have been a 7-5 fight, period. You can tell, even if you didn't know Lyndon Arthur had a hurt right hand and wasn't, basically wasn't using it. As you're fighting, you should be collecting data as you're fighting. So that goes towards your ring IQ. After the first 4 rounds, I'm watching the fight. And, I'm not a boxer, so this is from the outside looking in. I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, okay. Arthur's throwing a jab. That's it. He's keeping his distance, which a boxer is supposed to do. What is Lyndon Arthur doing outside of that? That was my question. And I'm like, okay, there's no catch and shooting going on. He's not countering Anthony Yarde. When Anthony Yarde throws shots, he's trying to block it or he's trying to get out of the way. So in a lot of respects, he was showing Anthony Yarde a lot of respect for his power and his ability inside of the ring. And Arthur didn't showcase anything saying that he was going to send something back if fire was going to be sent his way. That's what I gathered after 4 rounds. Now, I realized he wasn't using his right hand after 2 rounds. And for his trainer to not tell Anthony Yarde about the right hand until after round 8, that's troublesome. Like, that's troublesome. Now, the trainer shouldn't have to have told Anthony Yarde that. He should have been noticing that on his own, but not everybody has the same IQ. You know what I'm saying? A jab getting thrown in your face all the time. You just looking at punches. He may not have noticed that the right hand wasn't coming. But his trainer should have told him that way before the end of the 8th round. Way before the end of the 8th round. This was one of those fights where all Anthony Yarde had to do was throw some punches. Get in range and throw some shots. They ain't even have to be heavy shots or or anything like that. He could have won this fight strictly off of activity. Throwing some hooks, and just applying some pressure. Like, Arthur wasn't throwing anything back at him when he threw. So even though I had it a draw, I felt like Anthony Yarde just lost this fight because it shouldn't have been this close. And that's no disrespect to Arthur, but he fought like somebody that only had one hand because he only threw the left jab. That was it. And if you are an above average fighter, a good fighter, or an elite fighter, you don't let a guy with one hand beat you. Like, I gave Arthur 5 out of the first 6 rounds. I gave him 5 out of the first 6 rounds with just a jab and distance. Like, Anthony Yarde should be embarrassed with this performance. Just period. Because he should have won this fight 10-2, 9-3, and he ends up losing the fight. Do I want to see a rematch? Yeah, I want to see a rematch. I want to see Anthony Yarde get a rematch, but I also want to see Arthur with 2 working mitts against Anthony Yarde and see how different he fights and how different the fight would be. But this is an embarrassing loss for Anthony Yarde, and it's not just the fact that he lost the fight. It's a lot of the elements within the fight. He lost to a guy with one hand. And he never made adjustments in the fight to turn up the pace, turn up the punch output until basically the 10th, 11th, and 12th round. It's too late. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.